I was sitting across from him at dinner. He chewed his pasta, staring blankly into the screen where a series we both never watched played for the 100th time. We'd been married 12 years. No more fights. No more hugs. It was stable, predictable, completely dead. Each day felt like Groundhog Day in grayscale. He didn't do anything wrong. He didn't hit, insult, or disappear with friends. He just vanished. The shell remained. Husband is habit. Like an old sweater you don't throw out because it's comfortable. And lonely. Then one evening, I swear, by complete chance, I met another man. No flirting, no plans. Just conversation. But in that talk I felt alive again after many years. Desired. Smart. A woman. We met again. Then once more. And yes, one night I cheated on my husband. Yes, I cheated on my husband. No, I don't regret it. If I hadn't done this, we would have stayed asleep forever. I'm not advocating infidelity. But sometimes the loudest cry isn't words. It's an act you can't take back. Some might call it weakness. I call it courage. Courage to speak up. Even so. He knew everything. I looked at him through the kitchen doorway. He seemed unaffected, frying eggs, humming under his breath, tossing onions in the pan as if nothing had changed in the world. But I knew he sensed something. Maybe he always did. You seem strange today, he said, placing a plate before me. Everything okay? I nodded and tried to smile. Words got stuck somewhere between my throat and heart. I had betrayed him. Now every morning in his eyes felt like interrogation. Even when silent. But then he sat opposite me, leaning on the table and saying, I know. Inside me, everything contracted. I wanted to run away, jump out of the window, rewind time. My mouth opened but he raised his palm, like, let me finish first. I'm not stupid. You left me in your head long before doing it physically. I could feel it. I just kept quiet because I didn't want to lose you. Thought if I gave you freedom, you'd come back. I cried. Not tears of shame. Tears of relief. I was exposed, revealed, and still there facing him. Not alone. He didn't leave. He knew and stayed. Why didn't you go? I whispered. Because I love you. And maybe I am partly guilty too. He touched my hand, and that gesture felt warmer than anything I'd experienced over recent months. We sat in silence, but inside us something stirred, grew. Something new. Or forgotten old. We made love again after that morning. Things shifted. We stopped talking about the affair altogether. No accusations, no tears. We simply began living differently, not trying to recover what was lost because there wasn't much to retrieve. Both of us were different now. One evening I lay in the bath, closing my eyes. Jasmine and salt filled the air. Outside the door, he put a kettle on the stove. Seemed ordinary enough. Suddenly, though, he came in, sat down next to me on the floor and said, I want to touch you. Without resentment, without jealousy. Simply, you. As you are right now. I stared at him, slightly older, slightly calmer, yet still familiar. Someone I've known for thousands of years, someone I've rediscovered yesterday. I nodded. And he reached out. His kisses were slow. Different from how they used to be. This wasn't sex, it was meeting. Both of us present, in these movements, in our breathing, in skin. Without masks, without games. Just us. Real, tired, grown up. Alive. Later, lying close together, he stroked my hair and said, I don't need details. What matters is you're here. That we're here. I nodded. For the first time in ages, I didn't feel guilt. Instead, gratitude. Gratitude that love isn't about perfection. It's about choice. Again and again. Being there even when it hurts. That night I realized we'd become closer. Because what should have broken us only opened us up instead. A year later we haven't turned into different people. He still forgets to lower the toilet seat lid, and I yell from the kitchen rather than walk over calmly. We're still bad at understanding utility bills, argue over movies, and who ate the last chocolate bar. We aren't perfect. But we're real. It's been a year since I cheated on him. And he stayed. Then I stayed too. We don't rewrite history, don't pretend it didn't happen. We remember. But don't live in it. We've learned each other all over again. Surprisingly, we've found interest growing. Sometimes he looks at me with fresh eyes. Not suspicion, curiosity. Like I'm a book he's discovered unread chapters in. Sometimes I trace my fingers along his shoulder and think, God, how did you manage? Then laugh and say, we deserve a monument. Full size. He wraps his arms around me from behind and whispers. Only if I wear boxer shorts. Otherwise you'll stare at everyone else, like last August. And we laugh. Not at jokes, but at having managed despite everything. You see, love isn't about never making mistakes. It's about staying, even when it hurts. If asked whether it's worth fighting, I'll say, absolutely. But not for relationships. For connection. Honesty. Yourself. Because sometimes, to grow closer, you must break apart first. Then rebuild, without illusions. With soul.